Welcome back to The Edge. Hey, we're opening up a segment here to a key contributor of the show, as well as the site. That's Erin Robbins of Gimsup Metrics. Erin, how are you doing today?
I am fantastic. How are you, other Erin?
Well, you know what? We did have a interview with you a while back, and we clearly decided that there was a good Erin and an evil Erin, and if you should be the one actually wearing the goatee. I'm just saying.
You know, if I could make that happen, the doctors would be
It's a Star Trek reference.
I mean, nope. I'm not going to wear a goatee.
Yeah. You might as well just go for it.
It's a Star Trek reference.
All in. I'm going to go full beard, really. Really.
Yeah.
I'm not going to half-ass it like you.
Do some mutton chops.
Man,
bringing it
today. Get after you, other Erin.
Yeah, exactly. What's going on in Erin's world? Let's get you so geared up there.
Man, you know, it's the end of October. We're in Q4. You got to bring the thunder.
Well, all right. Well, Erin, you've been introduced to the listeners of this show at our first interview, but we wanted to show our listeners that we do have a new contributor, and this is Erin, and she's from Gimsup Metrics, and she is providing new blog content for the show. She was so enamored with how we rolled things out the last time around. She's back for some more abuse, right?
Snuggle time, for sure.
Well, tell us a little bit about Gimsup before we get started into what we want to talk about here today.
Yeah, so Gimsup is an enterprise search and content platform that kind of has offices around the globe and does things for local, mobile, and kind of a lot of integrated both SEO kind of recommendations and content analysis.
There you go. And it's a really good piece of software. We're going to be checking out soon, I think. But you know, the thought here is, you know, you're talking in a lot of different spaces. You're also going to a lot of conferences. You were just at Popcaan a couple weeks back here.
Without where there was no invite? Did we not get invited?
I think it got lost in the mail.
What the hell?
Yeah.
I think it went to Mrs. Aaron's.
Oh,
man.
There it is. I set her up. She knocks him down, baby. I love it. This is going to work out.
No, it's not. I am not
I'm coming to Indianapolis next time.
Yeah, you got to come in. We got an empty chair right here.
Actually, you know what?
I was there last time.
The 200. No, you weren't here. This is the new studio. The 200th episode is next week, Erin.
I'll consider it, but thank you for inviting me to your shitty old studio. That seems really interesting.
That's Doug's office.
Oh man,
that's Doug's office.
Can you rep Doug at all, Nate? Come on.
No. Why would I want to do that? I don't want to be a part of that. I got nothing. Doug has a great studio.
Wow. He does have a great studio.
No, I didn't say it was a bad studio. She said it was a bad studio.
The evil Erin did say that.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
absolutely right.
Dark Erin.
Yes.
Yeah, there it is.
Doug will totally forget once I bring him some scotch.
Yeah. No. Don't do scotch. Got to be bourbon. Yeah, I'm the scotch. Right. I'm the scotch.
He doesn't do scotch?
He does not do scotch.
I've lost some respect.
I'll bring him some cigars too.
Oh, there you go. So, I mean, we are going to order steak at our 200th episode. We're going to have a steak dinner here.
Prove it.
Absolutely. I will order it right now.
Do it.
I'm going to need the cowboy
the
cup,
show.
Please.
After
72 ounce.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, we can make that happen.
The gut buster. All right. Hey, Erin, so in your travels here, how was Popcaan, by the way?
It was interesting, as always. Mm-hmm. Did 2 sessions, one on creating custom content and on a budget, mm-hmm. and another one on data-driven marketing, which is the same session I did last year, actually. You know, I was hoping to see a little bit more kind of new stuff that was future casting, a little bit more about what are we going to do about some upcoming changes. I think some stuff was maybe like a little bit too current because you have to submit your presentations a few weeks in advance, although right. I'm 99% sure none of us do that. But yeah, I mean, I think that every year it's a great chance to kind of get together with some other folks in the industry, kind of hang out, a lot of good kind of camaraderie and checking in with folks, you know, and I think that's probably where the real value is.
No, absolutely. What you have in your crosshairs here coming up here? Are there how many other conferences are there at the end of the year?
Probably.
Yeah,
Probably
no,
not.
It all starts
I
dying
think I'm
down.
done.
Holidays, man.
Yeah. Oh wait, no, wait. That's a lie. I'm doing State of Search.
Oh,
that's in
in Dallas.
Yeah.
November something, 13th, 14th.
very
Dallas,
cool.
State of Search.
Yeah,
State
you
of
know,
Search.
we just got off the phone with Steve Hammer.
It's like, wow, you forgot. It was 12 minutes ago.
No,
Even
but
I remembered that, and I wasn't even there.
Yeah, exactly. You got the email.
I'm getting old. Yeah, he is going to be at State of Search as well this year as well. So very cool.
I'll look him up because I kind of want to find him and marry him because I really want the last name Hammer. I can't even stand it.
Aaron Hammer.
Seriously. The Velvet Hammer.
Well, I think you really need to find Army Hammer.
Oh, you're right.
Right? I
That
mean,
would
that's got to be the if you're gonna
like
go
a
if you're gonna
selection.
go with one. If you get to pick one, that's got to be the one.
I should pick the right hammer. That's
yeah,
true.
yeah. I mean,
out of a bag of hammers. you gotta pick
Army or MC, maybe.
well, MC's kind of bankrupt still, so
He's got great
I make
pants.
my
Great
own
pants
name.
though.
I only need the name. I've
All
got my
right.
own cat.
yeah. I mean, I guess that's fair. What are you gonna leave him in jail or something? And
All right. That's enough. Aaron, you got something for us today. Let's hear what you have to talk about today.
So based on your convo with the hammer,
Yep.
which was supposed to be around, I'm guessing, data-driven like advertising and paid stuff, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And on top of it, we got into focusing on the why as opposed to the what the consumers are searching, why they're actually searching for what they're searching for.
Huh. So my situation around that was looking at kind of a cyclical way to look at using search data for better paid opportunities. So essentially the thing that always drives me nuts is people kind of will silo out or move this search data idea into just search recommendations or just SEO stuff,
Right.
or they'll use it for some content marketing about content to generate, but they won't actually consider a lot of times taking and segmenting out keywords into keyword groups that may include things like campaigns, products, features, etc., and then looking at that keyword usage across your content and your competitor content, and then understanding how people are actually talking about those things and not just talking about them specifically for your brand and product, but for the industry as a whole, and then varying that by location. And then targeting and using those specific keywords that people are already natively talking about in advertising targeted to those particular locations. So because we've been talking about booze, like there's an example that I was using actually at Popcaan that talks about how people talk about where they're going to drink. And so depending on where in the country you are, and I actually made a heat map out of this data. And it, like in some places, people use bar, some places people use lounge, some places use tavern,
Right.
grill, pub, etc. And while it seems kind of, yeah, like seriously, and no, that's on here. Saloon is on here, place, cafe. But like when people are talking about where they're going to go drink,
Right.
I think it's important that if you're talking about creating advertising, especially if you are a national distributor of booze, that you should target and think about including the specific phrasing that people are using inside those locations.
Absolutely.
And beyond just location stuff, right? Like if you have this information on how people are actually searching for things, why wouldn't you use those specific words in your advertisements? Because you're going to like resonate with what it was they were already doing, especially when you're talking about really good long tail searches. And the fact that you can do such amazing targeting with advertising, you need to get that long tail stuff in there because it's going to look like you're reading their mind.
Absolutely.
And you're there with the answer, kind of immediately. So that's what's been on my brain this week. Is there anything on yours?
No, not usually. But I mean, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. It's the vernacular play that you're talking about, and there's so many easy ways to kind of cinch up the gap between the advertiser and the consumer who's looking for that product. It's all about context. It's all about knowing your audience and knowing how they're speaking, what the vernacular is.
right,
What are
whether
those?
or not they use a bubbler or a water fountain.
Yeah, there's that.
Again, what goes on in
What
your mind?
goes on in your head, Nate?
It's why, Tom. It's not what. Bubbler. No? Nothing?
No.
That's in Florida, right?
Yeah, or I think North Wisconsin maybe used bubbler. And Wisconsin.
I got nothing for you.
Bagel.
Yeah.
Or
But-
soda versus Coke. How about that one? Do you know?
Okay,
Can you make that one work?
yep,
there we go.
yeah.
There we go.
Thank
okay,
you.
got one. Bubbler.
Wow. He was searching around until he found something in the room.
So the thing that I think I see happen most often, especially with larger brands, is that what we're stuck with is they have different agencies to handle all of this stuff,
Right.
and none of the agencies want to talk to each other.
Right.
And you try to get another agency to talk to you, and it becomes like a massive problem, and everybody wants credit,
Yep.
and everybody wants to fight and argue over it. So at the end of the day, it's really, sadly, incumbent on both sides for everybody to take their heads out of their butts and like figure stuff out. But I think it has to start at the brand level, right? Like at the brand level, they need to make sure that what's really happening is they're setting things up in a way to make sure that information is shareable across various agencies, across various in-house teams. Because if your own in-house teams aren't sharing, your agencies certainly aren't going to find out, because those agencies are likely rolling up to other people.
Right.
And then obviously, people always look to tools and platforms as, well, I need the platform to do everything so that I can share this information. And my opinion is, no, you don't.
Yep.
You actually don't need one platform to do everything, because if it did, it would look like crap. It would be unwieldy. Like it's unwieldy, right? I mean,
Right.
You can't have one thing that can just do everything. And if you did, would it really be able to deep dive into every single thing? And like, what would that cost? What does that line item even look like on a budget?
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
And the thing is, things need to be able to be developed and designed to meet specific goals. So whenever anybody's looking for this kind of all-in-one magic platform situation, I'm like, you guys aren't all going to use it at the same time. What you actually need is not one platform that does everything. You need a standardized data architecture that allows you to look at, share, and analyze everything.
No, you're absolutely right. And that does actually go to maybe even a larger perspective of digital marketing professional as a whole. There's so many platforms, there's so many tools out there that there's analysis paralysis. I mean, you look at so much that you don't have any deciding factors to make a decision with, because you're just, there's so many things. But at the same time, it's bigly, right? Come on.
It's what?
Bigly. Come on.
That's what Trump said in the debate.
Come on.
Like, bigly.
There you are.
Yeah, I probably turned it off because I was crying in the corner somewhere. Or I was drunk. I don't know. One of the
I'm
two.
happy that we made it political.
Yay.
Oh, there's a can of worms on the table. We don't want to open up that can of worms, do we?
Nope.
Can't open, worms everywhere.
I did see a pretty funny article on Trump today. Something about how the star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame got
Oh, yeah. There's
broken.
a sledgehammer to it.
Yeah, so one of his 7 Horcruxes has been eliminated. So now we have to find the other 6. And I'm pretty sure one of them's in the Trump Tower somewhere.
That's some inside,
and then
geek, that's
another
some
one
inside geek there.
and then another one's Billy Bush.
I am in like an intense battleground state, and I
you are.
swear, like it's gloves off, yard signs thrown, just constant
Absolutely.
mayhem. It's my favorite thing.
Oh, yeah. You plus Arizona right over there. They're one of the key players there to move the
Digital marketing sphere in the United States.
My home state of Tejas actually is becoming
saw
more
that.
and more embattled.
I saw that. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting election.
It's Ohio and Florida.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you're absolutely right.
Are we still doing this?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we're still recording something. I don't want to go back and talk about Army Hammer again.
No. So I got a question for you. Erin, what are some of the key things that you think we want to go take a stab at as we finish up the year? We got a couple months here in this for this show coming up here. And what are some key things that you'd like us to talk about next time you're around?
I want to talk about account-based marketing.
Yep.
I also want to talk about attribution modeling and how people keep fucking that up.
Yeah, that's a good call.
I would like to talk about people writing really bad articles and acting like their opinions are facts, because we all know that's my favorite thing.
God, we're the same person.
I knew you'd like her, Nate.
Yeah, this is a problem.
All right. Well, we certainly want to get into that. We didn't even get into account-based marketing. Why don't you open up just a little bit of that vantage point, because I did want to touch on that. That was pretty interesting whenever we talked prior to the show. So give me your perspective on account-based marketing and how, what are the travails there in that space.
So the snippet on account-based marketing is that everybody thinks this is something only the enterprise homies can do,
right,
which is false. Anybody can do account-based marketing, because what it is like defining who key accounts would be, and then tailoring information to them, which if you're a really small player, you have to do that anyway. I think it's actually perfect for smaller organizations, because the idea is, instead of just creating watered down content that's going to get lost in the fray most likely anyway,
right,
seriously spend your time going after something that is exactly what you want to do. And it's funny, because I had this conversation with Steve Farnsworth a couple weeks ago, and he and I were talking about it, and he was giving this hilarious example of this guy who would use the Wall Street Journal looking for CEOs who had just been like raked across the coals as his business development tool, because he was a leadership coach. And he would send them this personalized ninja sword type of a situation. And it was kind of, hey,
Creepy.
he would send them this really long personalized letter. And at first I said the same thing. I was like, is he asking them to fall on the sword? Is he trying to get them to off themselves?
Yeah.
But it was talking about getting back out and fighting the battle and fighting the good fight, and how he would help them. And it actually said he had a 100% conversion rate on getting a meeting with people from doing this sword situation.
It probably cost him like $15,000 a sword, so I hope it worked out for him.
It cost him like $1,000 a sword or something, but he didn't do 1,000 of them. He would do like 10 of them, because he only needed a few clients a year to make his situation work.
Yeah,
that is awesome.
I know. So it's not about, to me, it's less about you having to use it only for big enterprise stuff, although it does work amazingly there. It's more about using it when you have something of high value. So not a commodity, right? Like, you're not going to use it for toilet paper or bananas, but like you might use it for something larger. So I think that that's true account-based marketing. And account-based marketing also starts opening up the questions around how is it that you actually have real meaningful conversations with sales professionals, which in my mind has typically been impossible, because salespeople aren't usually people. But we know it's true. Sorry. If you're mad, it's because I'm right.
See, there it is.
I'm not mad. I just don't know how to play this.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's tough, right? So I think that if you are a really good salesperson, probably at heart, you're like a marketer,
right?
Because you want to have conversations and you want to get things opened up, and you are like really knowing your product and thinking about that. And there's a conversational style where people have to actually create that handoff better if you want to do account-based marketing, because if you want to use like stupid Salesforce terminology, like SQLs and MQLs and all these different things, like there is no handoff, like there is no baton pass. It's like we're all in this together.
Well, that's a great segue into maybe your next blog article, and we'll certainly want to get deeper into that, because that's a lot of good information. But there's a heck of a lot of other the additional areas that account-based marketing makes up, and we certainly want to also embrace the enterprise level, because I mean it is a solid methodology. But I mean, small agencies and small agencies and small companies, small companies that need to focus on those high valued clients. they should be looking at that type of delivery. I mean, honestly, the Ninja Sword is an awesome idea, but that can go so many different ways. Literally making it so valuable, and the consumer understanding how valuable they are in that process. That's a solid play any way you do it. So having broad strokes and in different type of mass marketing tactics, a lot of times is not the best way to connect, be able to create a solid connection with your client or customer. So I think I'm going to buy some swords.
Agencies have been doing this for years, right? Like they're perfect examples. Agencies typically look for clients that are out looking for work, or an RFP comes in, and then they dig into the specifics of what is going on with that brand. And while they may leverage industry or vertical information that they have from other similar clientele or previous projects, they dig into that brand specifically, and then they usually come with a thunder, right? Like they bring an entire team, like it's all kinds of like razzle dazzle. And a lot of people, it's not that you necessarily need to be, it's not that you need the flash, although there are plenty of people who like that. It's that you want to feel like somebody knows you, knows your brand, will get ramped up quickly, and cared enough to take the time to figure it out.
And has the passion that you're looking for. I mean, because from a marketing standpoint, you're looking for somebody to be able to carry your torch beyond you. So they got to get you. No, you're absolutely right.
And you want to see that they do it up front. You don't want them to wait until you write them a check, right? Because by the time I write a check, I expect you to already know. That's
absolutely the case. Good insight there, Erin. All right, well, we're going to have to wrap up. As much as we're sad about that, we're going to have to swing back around to you here in a little while. Certainly watch for articles coming on edgeofthewebradio.com. Any final thoughts for Erin Robbins?
I'm ready for a beer.
Same.
Is that the experience that you get whenever you talk to us, that it turns you to drink?
I was drinking before I started talking to you, but I think just the sheer anticipation
before, during, and after
made me thirsty.
There it is. See? All right. So certainly check out Erin Robbins on the Edge, as well as over at Gimsup Metrics. Check out her. You're on Twitter as well, so give us your Twitter handle as well.
It's at Texas Girl Erin, and tweets are my own and do include profanity.
And her LinkedIn picture has her Skype picture has a shotgun on it. So
true story.
Is that a Mossberg?
It is a Mossberg.
There it is. All right. Going with good style there. Okay. So thank you for listening to Edge of the Web. And